Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you what went wrong with the 0 DTE SPX income spread trade and how we can mitigate this. And it's going to be pretty exciting because we're going to introduce a new service next week. And before we get into all of that, if you don't know who I am yet, my name is Russell. I've been testing hundreds of alert services for years now. And if you'd like to see my top 10 alert services for 2025, check out the link in the description below, and there'll be a link to check out what I've found success with over the last probably year or so. All right, so let's get started onto the video today. So, for you guys that don't know, 0 DTE SPX income spreads is a system that has had a 92% ROI in 2024. I'll show you the win percentage increase in 2025 in a little bit here. There's 91% win rate, similar stats to this year, which, like I said, I'll show you those in a little bit. So stay with us. The system is basically two consistent and predictable SPX trades that are every day. I usually focus on just talking about Phil's trade because it does tend to return much bigger returns than Lance's. Lance's is more consistent and smaller, so people like to choose between the two or do both. It depends. You'll see more about that in a few minutes as well. It's a fantastic service, but occasionally we do have some big losses, and I thought I'd show you one today. And if you want to join, you can join it in the description below. There'll be a link to this page right here. So I thought I'd show you today's big loss. So this is a system where you do have a very high win rate, a 91% win rate, but occasionally you do get a huge loss. So we've just had one today. They're very rare. Out of every 100 trades, you might get five, maybe eight, something like that. The win rate, you can kind of figure it nine maybe if you take this 91%, but this changes quite a bit. This year it's been different than last year, for example. But yeah, out of 100 trades, you might have eight or nine losing trades, and they do lose big, but we'll talk about why that's not a problem in a little bit here as well. So before we get started on today's trade, let me just tell you about what's going to happen next week, which we're really excited about. In the 0 DTE SPX Income Spreads Discord, we're going to basically start a new service. It's been tested and thoroughly tested and traded for a long time now, and it is phenomenal. So if you traded the system in 2025 alone, you'd be up 100% on your account. Win rate 78%, so decent win rate. This is buying simple calls and puts. This is supposed to diversify your strategy so you're not just relying on the 0 DTE SPX income spreads, and you're actually going to be able to have a buffer. For example, today we actually had a winning trade on the SPY alert, which would have offset the loss by 50%. So it's definitely worthwhile upgrading to the SPY alerts when it comes out, and there's going to be a discount for existing members of the 0 DTE SPX Income Spreads Discord. So there'll be a discount for that. We're going live on Tuesday, the 20th of May at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to get notified, make sure you go to the link in the description below, hit notify me down here, and or preferably subscribe to the channel where you'll also get a push notification when we go live so you don't forget. It's in 5 days. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to be launching this. One of my top launches of this year so far. It's going to be amazing. The track record is amazing. Phil that is basically pioneered the strategy and the 0 DTE SPX income stuff. Phenomenal guy. He is data driven. Everything is data driven. And I think that's something we're going to talk about a little bit in this video. Data is everything, right? Sometimes strategies don't feel like they're going to work, but they do work in the long term, and most people have to be able to see past big losses, for example, and understand that the research and the backtesting, everything has shown that these big losses aren't actually a problem. They actually put you in a better position than if you had a stop loss, for example, where you're stopping out over and over and over again. And the strategy that Phil has for the 0 DTE SPX income spread stuff is one of those strategies where it is counterintuitive. You do take big losses, like seven times one of your wins, but you take them so infrequently that you do have a definite uptrend in your P&L curve. But if you start putting stop losses on this, and he's spent many years figuring this out, if you put stop losses on to avoid those big losses, you actually end up with a much worse profit and loss. You actually end up going for negative expectancy rather than positive expectancy. So if you're one of the people that took the big loss today, just bear that in mind. It's not intuitive. You're like, wow, I just lost seven of my wins. Oh my god, this strategy sucks. It's not the case. So let's get into the trade today. and I'll talk about this in a little bit more as well. So here is, let's look at Lance. I don't know what he did today. I wasn't following. Not sure if he did anything. He did a call credit spread. Let's see. I think he was busy at a zoo today, so I don't think he did much. Here's Phil's call credit spread for the day, though. So let's look at the strikes. 5900, sell the call, buy the call at 5905. Here's how it looks on TradingView. You can find it, this one right here. So this is the bought call, this is the sold call. Today starts around here. I'll draw a circle where this alert came out, and it was like the worst possible time, but it's a fixed time, which is really important. So every day you get this fixed alert at 10:40 Eastern time right here. And of course, with a call credit spread, you want to see the opposite of this, right? You want to see this go the other way, preferably, or at least sideways. You don't want to see it just go straight up, which unfortunately is what happened today. And within an hour or so, the strikes were already getting challenged, which is a really bad sign. And then we had this big spike, which actually went well above the strikes and then came back down and nearly broke down, but used the bottom one here as support, which is very frustrating. You can see twice here it used the bottom strike as support, and really we wanted to see it break this line and finish down here somewhere, but instead we finished above the two strikes, taking a max loss on this particular trade. So very frustrating. It looked like the strike level just happened to be support at this point, which is just annoying, and we took a max loss. It finished closed above the two strikes, which you wanted to close below if you're doing a call credit spread, as you guys probably know, but some of you won't, so I just want to kind of reiterate that. So this is the worst case scenario for a 0 DTE SPX income spread trade from Phil, and it resulted in a maximum loss. So let's take a closer look at that exactly. So here's a discard, that was the alert. Let's go to his trade logs right here and open this one. So you can see from the start of 2024 till now, we've had a 125% increase in your portfolio if you're trading this the way that he is, based on 2 to 3 contracts daily, 91.25% win rate, adjusted win rate, 93.5%. You see the number of trades. And if you want to email me, my email will be in the description below, and you can email me for this track record. So he's also separated this out into two parts, so 2024 and then 2025. And so you can see even year to date, we're still up 33%. I don't think he's updated this, so it'll dropped a little bit because of this recent loss. But you're still seeing account growth, even though you're getting these big losses every so often. So if we look down the profit column here, you can see these are the wins. And here's a loss, a max loss. So you're giving back a lot of these wins, but the strategy, and this is the most important thing, overall, there's another loss. Overall, the strategy is still positive. It's still returned 91% returns on an account last year, even though we're getting these big losses every so often. But it's very difficult, especially when you're just starting the strategy, to cope with this because you think, oh my God, I just give back, especially if it's day one, right? And you take a huge loss, you're like, okay, great. So kind of draw this for you here. So basically, the strategy works like this. You have most of your trades are winners, and then basically you'll get a big loss. And then most of your trades are winners, and then you'll get a big loss. Then most of your trades are winners, then you'll get a big loss. Then most of your trades are winners. So you get this sawtooth pattern forming. The trend is up. Now, if you're not somebody who can stomach this type of trend, maybe you'd want to do something where it's just more like, like this and not so sawtooth, then this maybe isn't the correct strategy for you. But this is how it works. So basically, it's still a strong upward trend despite the big losses compared to the wins. Again, if you want this track record, I can send it to you. Just email me at stockalertsreviewed@protonmail.com. I'll put that in the description. Hopefully, I don't forget, because sometimes I forget to put it in. And so, yeah. So this is a positive expectant strategy, even though sometimes it feels like maybe it's not. So, yeah. So that is the log for Phil. Lance is about 50%. I can put a link in the description for both these spreadsheets actually as well. It might make it easier than emailing me. But if I forget, just email me and I'll go through that. So yeah, so today wasn't ideal by any stretch of the imagination. The good news is if you'd been trading these new SPY alerts that we're doing, which are buy side calls and puts, you would have offset this loss by about half. So instead of this, the curve looking like this, your actual account would be, more like this would be the halt. So you'd reduce these drawdowns that cause a lot of problems. So we're trying to diversify our strategies and make it so that these SPY alerts will actually offset some of the drawdowns. Because people can't stomach drawdowns. It's why most people give up on trading is they can't take the drawdowns, or drawdowns are, put them off and they just quit. We had one guy actually who his first day he joined and we had a losing trade, and he immediately called the system a scam despite years of results and back testing and forward testing and actual trades. And he immediately called the system a scam and demanded a refund. It's like the worst thing that you can possibly do because it really doesn't reflect the strategy whatsoever and you just give up on the first trade. I understand that it might be psychologically difficult, but trading is psychologically difficult. So just got to expect it. So anyway, make sure you tune into our live stream next week because I think it'll help everybody. I think it really will help people minimize the drawdowns a little bit as well. So these are the backtested results. Not backtested, these are the actual traded results. And yeah, so if we look at IWM alerts here, general chat, so actually IWM alert, 0 DTE SPX income, general chat. We're just talking here about the SPY alert system that's come into the channel. And if you're a member, you will get a discount. We just don't know what that'll be, probably a coupon code or something. And so I'm telling people the same thing here. Like Phil is a data crunching machine. He is. I've never seen anybody like him that crunches his data so much that he does. And it's so crucial because most trading strategies don't feel like they're going to be winning. But if you think longer term and you have confidence in your data testing, then they will be profitable overall. And so he's saying here, I don't run stops for a reason. You either take the big loss or die by 1,000 cuts. So he's saying you just keep stopping out if you have stops in these things. Believe me, I've tested it. We're going to try to smooth out PL by diversifying, like Russell said. The SPY trade one today would have offset the loss by about 50% if you had a $10,000 account. Sometimes they both lose, of course, but we're going to have all the data for you guys. So he's as transparent as it comes in terms of this. So I pointed out that having a stop loss in Phil's trade doesn't actually help. It really doesn't. It actually turns it from positive to a negative expectancy. I know it's hard to believe, but you've got to trust in the process. Here was the SPY alert for today. So this is not visible to current members because it will be a premium channel and upgrade. But at the moment we are posting these alerts, and this one was about a 15% winner, I'm going to say. So you can see what to expect with this new SPY service, and it was puts today. So this SPY alert will be coming out at probably about 10 minutes before he posts his actual spread trade. So you can kind of do both pretty easily, the same sort of time frame. And the average time in a trade is about 20 minutes. So Josh has the right approach here. He said the show goes on. It doesn't stop because you take one loss. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, for sure. So yeah, anyway, if you want to come and join us and you're not put off by the fact that it's a massively positive expectancy on the system, even though you do have to stick through the big losses, it does actually have a big ROI. So you can do it two ways, right? You can have a 50% or 40% win rate where your winners are much bigger than your losers. That's how everybody learns to trade usually. You want your winners to be huge and your losses to be small, but you'll generally have like a 40% win rate if you do that. That discourages people because the win rate's so low, you're losing most of your trades, or at least half of your trades. This is the opposite. It's you win most of your trades and you have a big loss. But overall, you grind upwards like this. So you got to choose. However, we're trying to combine two services now where you'll actually have minimal drawdowns. That's the hope, at least. Should be pretty cool. Anyway, I'll leave all the links in the description below. And yeah, come and join us at 0DTE SPX income spreads. It is a profitable system and it's been totally tested to the max. And it just takes a bit of discipline and confidence to pull it off. Alright, guys, I'll talk to you soon.